let's talk about the death of 21 years old Esther Isaac, whose deceased body was found bruised, beaten, and visibly strangled in a room at Agete Hotel, Gwarimpa, Abuja. Esther was said to be a student of Heritage Polytechnic in Eket. The staff at Agete Hotel claimed that Esther had checked in at around 6 p.m. on Saturday, the 26th of February 2022, with a male friend. But barely an hour after they checked in together, it was said that this male friend left the hotel claiming that he was going to get something from outside. It was most likely the next day during a routine checkup that Esther's body was discovered. The police were soon called to the hotel where pictures were taken of Esther's body. After the police finished taking pictures, her body was now deposited in the morgue. Soon afterwards, Esther's elder brother by the name of Emmanuel Isaac was informed of the situation via a phone call and was asked to come down to Abuja to identify his sister and also get more information regarding her death. Upon getting to Abuja and confirming that it was indeed his sister, Emmanuel began demanding for answers and justice. Emmanuel first confronted the hotel management, demanding the CCTV footage of the day Esther lodged in the hotel with the unknown man. He wanted to see who the man was and hopefully identify him to the police to begin investigation. But the hotel told him that there was no CCTV footage. They told him that their CCTV camera doesn't work, and so they have no video record of Esther and the strange man lodging into the hotel. In a conversation with the receptionist, it was revealed that the strange man had dreadlocks but wore a nose mask, and so they could not really identify him completely. For over 1 month now, Emmanuel has been fighting for answers and justice regarding the death of his sister. Emmanuel has strongly accused the police of trying to cover up the case. He also speculated that his sister was killed by more than one person, and he believes strongly that the hotel knows the people that killed his sister. Now let's dissect this case for a moment, because looking at everything, Emmanuel might be right, because I noticed something off with this girl's death. There is something particular about it, and we'll talk about it in a moment. But before we continue, let me point this out. When Emmanuel went to one of the police officers to get an update regarding his sister's case, he was discouraged and encouraged to drop the case. He was told that his sister died a shameful death, that his sister was a prostitute, and that there is no reason why he should continue chasing justice or answers regarding his sister's death. First of all, I don't know why a police officer would be telling a deceased loved one that they shouldn't chase justice for their loved one because their loved one sinned differently from every other person. But I like how Emmanuel responded. Emmanuel said that regardless, just because his sister might have been a prostitute does not give anyone the right to take her life. And on this note, I want to stand with Emmanuel Isaac for this, because I personally believe no one has the right to take another person's life just because they sin differently from all of us. And this moment reveals a very long history of how the law enforcement silent a lot of cases. Many families have refused to chase justice for their loved one because of something similar like this. But I'm glad Emmanuel is not letting it go, because I think that is what the killer of Esther Isaac would be expecting, that she would die and no one would hear of her again. So let's look into the situation regarding Esther's death. First things first, Esther is based in Calabar, and even her brother Emmanuel did not know that she was in Abuja at the time. Obviously, something brought her to Abuja, or should I say someone brought her to Abuja. Now, it's unclear how long she had been in Abuja or who she was staying with in Abuja before the death, but what we do know is that her death in the hotel, it's bigger than it looks. Usually when victims are killed in a hotel, especially girls, it is either their vital organs are cut out of their body for ritual purposes, 1, or 2, a robbery. The victim's money, phones, and other valuables are stolen, as well as them being killed. Or in rare cases, the client doesn't have money to pay, and in order to avoid embarrassment, they kill their victims. And in very, very rare cases, it could be a thing of the serial killer, like we saw in Port Harcourt some few years ago. So the question is, what was the nature of Esther Isaac's death? From the pictures of Esther's deceased body in the hotel room, the first thing you would notice is that she's fully dressed. Her clothes did not seem like they've been taken off, which clearly indicates that the person who killed her did not have sex with her, nor did it seem like the person intended to have sex with her. Usually in similar situations like this, in fact, 99% of all the cases where the female victims had died in a hotel, they had either been sexually assaulted, violated, or at least usually had consensual sex. But in Esther's case, it did not seem like she was sexual with her killer. And to back that up, the receptionist did say that barely 1 hour after they lodged, the killer walked out of the hotel. So it's very possible that the killer did not do anything sexual with her. Secondly, from the brother's interview, I got to learn that her ATM and mobile phones and valuables were still intact, which clearly means the killer did not steal anything from her. Her mobile phone is with the police along with her ATM, and it was not said that her bank had any withdrawal. So it's safe to say that the killer did not bring Esther there to rob her of her belongings. Now, another unusual thing is that her body parts were intact. Usually when we see cases like this, we would expect organs, tongues, body parts to be cut out of her body. But nothing like that was said to have happened to her. Esther's body parts were intact. No organs were harvested, which begs the question, what did this killer want? If this is a case of serial killing, by now another girl would have been found in a hotel in similar situation. But it's been almost a month now and this is still the only case about a girl dying mysteriously in a hotel. So with all of these things, it's hard not to see that the killer only wanted her dead, which would lead us to the question, why would anyone want her dead? It's not as if she's a political personnel. She was just a student trying to make ends meet. So why would anyone want to just kill her like that for no just reason? Apparently, this is the mystery behind her death. Who killed her and why did they kill her? They did not cut any part of her body, her items were not stolen, and the person was not even sexual with her. She was beaten with a swollen eye and strangled to death. So who killed Esther Isaac and why did they want her dead? Which brings us back to the hotel in which she died in, the Agete Hotels. During Emmanuel's interview with Roots TV, he revealed something. He revealed that the owner of this hotel is from the same place as he and Esther. He revealed the owner